Morning, buddy. Guess what? You're going into the vet at 3:30 today to get checked out. You are. See what's wrong with you, Tomcats. Yeah, see if we can get you out of your funk. Even though you're getting back to your normal self today. Yeah. Well, I'm definitely glad Tomcat been able to go to the vet today. If not, I was gonna have to maybe take him to emergency. Does feel better today, but there's still something wrong with him. I'm not looking forward to the vet bill, especially when you haven't been at work for 6 months. But before I take the Jeep out for a spin, I want to check the pulleys on it. There's only 2 idler pulleys, and then take it out for a spin, make sure that seal works, and then we will continue on. It's even warm and gross in the garage. Temperature's not cooling off at all. Oh, there's still a lot of room in there. Pull that off. That one's dry. It's like a retainer ring. So I'm just gonna tap it out like that. There we go. Yeah, that's probably the whine I was hearing. The harmonics weren't quite right. Might actually be my lucky day. I got a whole roll, I believe, of 6203 bearings, which that is. Yeah, I'm just gonna press that out, put a new one in. Looks like the bearing might be able to come out to the bottom. Yeah, and it's pressing out to the bottom. No resistance at all. Perfect. And then the new one, try to get it in there and pressed flat. It always wants to go in cockeyed. But usually, once you get it started, and I'm using an oversized die, that it'll get right down to where I need to do. And as soon as I start feeling tension, I peel it off and she's flush, good to go. Throw that back on. Belt's touching it. Yeah, I need to get that one off too. So in here's a 6203 as well, but if you notice, it's like the pulley is molded, or the bearing is molded into the pulley. So I'm gonna have to brake clean it, pull the seals off and re-grease it, or buy a new one. But instead of fixing it, our society has become a throwaway society and just change out the part, even though at this point in time, it is still repairable. One side's gonna have the cage, and I got lucky right off the bat. There's a little bit of grease left in there, not much though. Spray that out in there. The balls are looking good. And this is what I'm talking about. This is just simple. I got some bearing grease on the table there, packed it full of grease, snapped my seal back into place, and this thing is good to go. And there you have it. Bearing is repacked, seal is back in. She's nice and tight now. Saved myself probably 20 bucks. I don't know how much this is worth. Probably around there though. Another minor issue taken care of. We're good to go. That belt noise, or not belt noise, bearing noise should be gone. And this short test spin, we'll see for sure that seal I got will work. Make sure I'm in park. checked. That'll work. That seal will work. If it was gonna leak, it would have leaked on the trip. Good stuff. Now you guys know what seal to use if you have an SYE. I know. Yeah, you're just gonna get checked out pretty soon, Tomcats. You are. Well, I just got home from the vet. $500 later. Poor Tomcat has diabetes. It's a big commitment. You know, a couple needles a day kind of ruins my plans for camping and stuff, but I need to take care of them. All right, little buddy, makes me sad. So that explains the funk he's in. It's unfortunately, poor guy. Hey, buddy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty bummed out right now, Tomcats. I'm pretty bummed out that you're sick. I know it makes me sad. It does. So before I start Tomcat on his treatments, I had to pick up some corn syrup. I need to have some in case he has a reaction to his insulin. My neck gaiter, we have to wear masks now. I said that before, so it is what it is. It's a little bummed out. Definitely changes things. I just can't get away that easy for a weekend now because I gotta try to find a pet sitter that'll come to the house and administer needles, and yeah, it's a life changer for sure, but I just can't put him down for my own selfish needs. You know, he's been a great pet for as long as I had him. He's still happy. He doesn't seem to be suffering. I mean, he's still in pretty good health, and you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna have to deal with it and figure it out, and yeah, it's definitely a lot on my plate right now. You know, $500 at the vet, not working. Started looking for jobs, but there still isn't too much posted, and you know, Tomcat's diet, he's gotta be on a diet now, so food is quite a bit more expensive than what it was. But anyways, enough of filling you guys in with my pity party that's going on. But people that have pets will hopefully understand, because I'm sure they have experienced it or other diseases their pets had, but it is what it is, I guess. So far, so good. That's his new diabetic cat food. He seems to be enjoying it. So proud of you, Tomcat. Our first needle. Yes. Well, that's a good boy. Eat your diabetic food. Today we're just chilling. Tomcat's energy's pretty low. The vet called, checked up on him. So we may have to go back to the vet tomorrow to get his blood level checked and maybe make some adjustments to his medication. Still lots to learn. We're in the early stages. Just doing what I can for my buddy. Hey, I know, you're so loved. You are. So Aubrey just came over with his DJI Mavic, his first flight, learning the controls. He's got his bash guards on there. What's going on, buddy? I know, it's a good thing that you're feeling better today. Yesterday I thought I was gonna have to rush you back to the vet. You were pretty lethargic. Where are you going? Hey, sleepyhead, what are you doing? I am just checking in on you. I know you're probably not a big fan of me getting you up, but you got to eat a certain number of calories a day, Tomcats. And right now you're eating under. I know. Tomcats, we still have to wait to get the implant put in to measure your blood level, but I called the vet and told him you're still lethargic after you get your needle. So we're gonna drop your dose to 1.5 units or whatever. And then we're going to see and probably take you to the vet tomorrow and get some blood work. Or not blood work, get your glucose levels tested. Are you even paying attention to me? Are you? It's nice to see you're up and about. I know. I hate to do this, but I will leave a PayPal link in the description if anybody wants to help out and donate to Tomcats healthcare, I guess. I'm already up at $500 already by the time I got his blood work done, got his insulin, some food, needles. He's still got to go back in and get an implant put in, and I got to buy the monitor so I can monitor his blood work so we can get his insulin dialed in, and there's ongoing care with the vet visits, and diabetic food is a little bit more expensive. So I hate asking, but right now, since I'm not working, the extra bills for the vet really ties into a person's budget. And in a sense, I'm almost kind of glad that at the moment I'm not working, because this is the critical time for Tomcat. I gotta watch him and make sure he doesn't have any reactions to the insulin and anything like that. Like, nothing would make me feel worse if, you know, I got up to go to work in the morning, fed him, gave him a shot, and he started having seizures or something, and I'm not home and suffered horribly, you know what I mean? So I guess in a sense I'm kind of thankful that way, but everything always somehow works out in the end, hopefully. But I'll leave that link down there if anybody wants to help out. I would greatly appreciate it. So this is the bike I'm normally riding. I'm just about to change out the tire because this one's pretty much bald. This one's a lot easier to ride. Somebody's on their way over right now to have a look at this bike, possibly buy it. I haven't ridden it in over a decade. There's no point having two if that one's a lot more easy to ride. And if the guy buys it, I'll put the money away for Tomcat sitter when he comes over, so I can still go out and enjoy the bush. So this is the tube I'm going to use. Self-sealing. It's got kind of like a liquid in it. Also, what I found weird is that the old tire has a steel band, what I'm used to, but these ones don't. I find that's a little odd. New tire, success. I was kind of worried if it was going to fit because this is a 29 and the original was a 210. And in this market, the only thing I could get was a 220. And I got it off of Amazon, but you can see there's almost worn through. And I think in one section, you could actually see the cords. Anyways, it doesn't matter, it's on. The guy came and looked at the bike because he always wanted one as a kid. And then he realized how heavy and bulky it is. They're not an easy bike to ride. Come to think about it, I wonder if Tomcat's symptoms happened about a couple months ago, a little over a couple months ago, when he first got in that little slump, and for a few days he was kind of not feeling well, then he bounced back and everything was normal. I wonder if that's when it all started. Poor little guy. Better go check on him. Oh, how are you feeling today? You're acting so much better. You are. We had to lower your insulin dose. Yes. Makes you feel better. You're almost taking like no insulin, Tomcats. Maybe with a proper diet, you'll get lucky and you'll wean off your diabetes. I don't know, you're at 1.5 and you're probably gonna go down to 1, which is almost like nothing. What do you think? What do you think? Do you care? Do you care? Do you? Does it feel good to be outside? You haven't been outside much in the past week. Hey? Alright. Let's look into the box of lost souls. And that's what I'm looking for right here. This emulator. The reason why I want to get the emulator from the shed is because Novak Conversion saw the video on my other channel where I could not get it to work. So they sent me an updated version and I just want to show you guys the differences. So this is the original design right here. It's got 2 adjustment screws and you can see on the updated version, you can obviously see a capacitor that is sticking right up. And we only got 1 adjustment screw this time around. So I guess we'll go down the rabbit hole and see if this will work. If it'll work, I can get rid of that tack, but I'm still going to keep the oil pressure gauge right there. I'll see if I could piggyback the factory wire on it and see if I can get some sort of reading. Maybe I'll have to add a resistor or something to it. I don't know yet. Main goal right now is to go down the rabbit hole, see if we can get this thing to work again, and see if we can make it stay working. So that's all connected and could still have an issue. You know, those wires could pull out, and so there's a degree of error there, but I guess I'll open up the garage door and see if we can get this to work. So nice if right off the bat it worked. Oh shit, look at that, eh? Right off the bat, it plugged in and worked. I just don't have the oil pressure gauge, but wow, look at that. So now I'm gonna turn it off. I'm going to switch the jumper, which is set up to run. And now we're gonna go back, start it up. Oh yeah, look at that. We're on the money. Well, that makes me very happy. I'm gonna cut this harness down shorter, solder all the wires, and hopefully it'll still work when we hook her back up. Maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit, I don't know, but I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty happy. Let's plug this module, hook it all up, and try it again. Now I'll just plug that in. Fingers crossed that this will work. Beauty. Beauty. Can remove that tachometer now. One last thing to worry about. Goodbye tachometer, that frees up some space now. Makes it look good, eh? I know. How are you feeling? Hey, your insulin dosage has been cut by half. You're only at 1 unit now. Yeah. I know. We'll get you under your high protein diet and maybe you'll go into remission. Yeah, your dose keeps on dropping, Mr. Toms. You're starting to feel better. Now, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not going to install the factory oil sender back in, just for the reason is that the factory oil sender does not give a true reading. It either gives you like a reading which the gauge lies all the time, which is half, or if it falls below 5 psi or whatever it is, then it'll trigger you. So that's why I'm going to leave the odometer gauge on. The goal is to clip or cut the end of the wire off, put a terminal on it, see if I can connect it to the odometer gauge and see if that'll work. If I can get a signal, then I'll be happy, but we're about to find out. Nothing's fastened down whatsoever. I just got the wire pushed into the connector. Now usually they read off some sort of resistance value, but we'll see what happens. So no oil pressure reading. I really don't want to pull that out. Oh, let the fun begin. If you were an oil pressure sensor, where would you have gone? Not in there, that's for sure. In there, which means I must have put them in a bag. I did find the old sensor, didn't make it to the junkyard yet, but I wonder if I could pull that one out, tee it so I can run both, and then hook it back in. So I got the sender out and they're both 1/8. I wonder what the odds are of me finding a 1/8 T in here. Looks like I'm probably going to be making a trip to Princess Auto. So Tomcat's not usually a fan of toys, so I picked him up this fish, floppy fish, with a catnip bag. Tomcats, psst, 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 psst. I got this fish for you. Come here, Tomcats. Come on. Tomcats. Oh. I think you like it, Tomcats. I think you do. You've had a rough week, so I thought I'd buy you a little treat. I know. What do you think? Hey, what do you think? Oh, a big rollover. That's a good boy. They didn't exactly have what I was looking for, but I did find a 1/8 T and a nipple, and then my sensors will go as such. But if you're curious to know the resistance values, I will show you. I'm gonna touch my two leads together, zero them out, touch the side on this one, touch the top, and I have a resistance of 252.2, and then I do the same to this one, and I got a resistance value of 1.7 ohms. So you can see the huge difference. So you can see where I got the factory oil pressure teed, and now I'm going to stick the odometer on the top. And there's the odometer oil pressure sender. Should be all good to go now. I should have oil pressure on both. Oh yeah. Oil pressure and tack on both. That is sweet. There's no doubt in my mind that makes me very happy. And I want to reach out to Austin from Novak Conversions, because he was the one who contacted me via email about the situation. And yeah, plug and play. As soon as I hooked it up, started up, didn't have to adjust nothing, Very impressed. I wish I would have got the updated version the first time around, but it's one of those things where, you know, when you're doing a big swap, you start buying parts and you buy parts way ahead of time than when you're going to use them. And then by that time, you've had them for so long that you really can't, you know, claim warranty on them because you've been sitting on them for almost a year. So I'm glad that they reached out. I mean, just because this one here didn't work on mine doesn't mean it won't work at all. So if somebody's in the Calgary area and they're doing an LS swap and they want to try it out, I'll pass it on to whoever free of charge if we can get this thing to work. Now to go for a rip, make sure there's no issues. Oh, this is so nice having the gauges work. This feels like heaven now. Tack is gone from the dash, opens up some more space. Well, that was a very successful test drive, and I think it's motherfucking beer time now. I'm going to keep this video short. It's been a very stressful week with Tomcat getting sick and spending most of my time watching him, making sure he doesn't have a reaction for like 45 minutes to an hour after getting his needle. Checking on him like every hour as much as I can, just to make sure, because last thing I want to do, of course, is have something that's going to make him worse, so to speak. But then things turned positive when that tack emulator showed up from Novak, and I want to thank you, Austin, at Novak, for seeing the video on my other channel and reaching out and sending me the new updated model. That's been awesome. So surprised. I thought maybe, I was skeptical. I'm not going to lie. I was skeptical. I didn't think it was going to work. I wasn't sure if it was on the emulator end or if it was on my end. But it was a very pleasant surprise just to hook all the wires up, turn the key on the Jeep, and instantly it was there at the correct tack reading and everything. It was just mind-blowing. Got the oil pressure sorted out, and we're good to go. Motherfucking beer time, everybody. If you have any questions or comments, post them below. And I'll see you guys in the next video.